I feel like tonight is the first night of the rest of our lives. I feel like everything changes. Don't laugh. Everything changes from this point on, and you guys know it's true.
I'm just telling you this right now. I want to do anything I can to cooperate in this investigation. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you need. Mr. Bryant. The city, this town, no one's ever seen something like this before. Let me explain. Let me be brief about the details of this very unique project that I'm offering you an exclusive first look opportunity at. Let me break it down for you in the most simplest words I can conjure.
I cannot watch her do it anymore.
Basically, I got myself months ago a tape that was called The Graduation Party labeled. We thought nothing of it.
I'm waiting for this to get interested.
Because of attention that was called upon us through the federal authorities.
Mr. Lee, this is Bo Broussard. I'm actually with the New York Attorney General's office. And I'm giving you a call in regards to some found footage you may have in your possession.
The footage, for whatever reason, is their manifesto. The Federal Bureau of Investigation two special agents, in fact, visited my office in Beverly Hills. I did receive, through FedEx, a copy of this material. 9 hours plus of raw material at that graduation party. Hey, help, thanks. The graduation party is a television.
Stop right there.
No, sir.
This is about a bunch of 20-somethings, self-pitying, boring young people. It has been done to death, and no, who wants to see another one of those? Not me, not anybody I know worth talking to.
Yo, okay.
But you want to know something?
I don't know my parents.
Did you make any copies?
Chip.
I'm waiting for a hook. And giving you 3 minutes.
Okay, well,
Quite generous.
I guess I will. I guess I do need to get to the hook. I guess I do need to get to the hook. There is one thing that makes this special, and no one's ever seen something like this before. We are as perplexed as to the nature of why we received this found footage. I got something real special for you that I think you really like.
Just in a concise one-sentence pitch, please.
In a one-sentence, concise pitch.
This shit is crazy.
You want to know about the party? Man, I'll tell you about the party. I'll tell you fucking everything you want to know.
Quite generous.
I guess I will. I guess I do need to get to the hook.
Bestiality.
About approximately 6 to 7 hours of raw footage involving
a girl giving a donkey a lap dance, horses,
individuals at a graduation party,
girls dancing and ripping off each other's clothes and where the hell's my shirt?
For a small online college.
Purpose of education.
You know you gotta give it all to me.
I'm an adult in a kid's body, and we still act like children.
In Manhattan, New York City, okay?
Young people have to be placed into a framework in which they'll follow orders.
Graduation day was held for this small online university called Chomsky University.
You guys really want me to talk?
yes, go.
This is super juvenile, guys. Were we like in the 5th grade?
On day 9 was the graduation party held in the Westchester County of New York State.
I don't think any of you really wants to hear what I have to say. You know what I'm going to say anyway, right? College is basically just a microcosm of life, right? So you go to college, you fuck professors, you get A's in your classes. You don't use your degree. Do you know what? None of that fucking matters. I'm gonna sip fine fucking wines and live in Italy with rich men, and none of it's gonna fucking matter. I don't care.
About 20 minutes outside the city of Manhattan, or the borough of Manhattan rather.
Just kidding, I love you guys.
I knew she was black.
No, but really, that's a super ugly dress.
That was brilliant. You're awesome. It's your turn. That was brilliant. Oh shit.
Did the right thing. Yeah. Went to school. Go to college. You meet new people. It's an experience.
I do have my moments with you guys. Some of you I like and others I don't, but that's fine because you will meet people in life that you do not like. And I just want to reminisce back on when Angie had to get her stomach pumped out at the hospital when I was really, really drunk. And I stayed there the entire night, missed my test. But you know, that's like a good friend of mine. So
I felt like
friends
shit
are
about
for.
that. I'm sorry. I love you.
And that's the college life. Get drunk and get wasted.
I had a hell of an experience. One of the college experiences.
Like Animal House without all the togas.
Special shout out to all the girls who helped me on my oral reports.
On day 33, the FedEx was sent to the Creative Artists Agency, a Hollywood agency, which was sent footage from an anonymous source, apparently, which revealed footage of the last hours of the graduates. You take care now. I'll send over some shortcakes to you. I'll send over some shortcakes to you. I promise, sir. Or their statement or their suicide note, whatever. I don't understand. I know that they had something to communicate. Tonight, NBC premiered the first episode of the series. So when I get tapes like that, if I called the cops I'd be calling the cops every day. And if you would just do me the honor of clicking on the, if you look at your email and pull it up right there on that screen.
Madness. Stripper poles brought in, and we hired strippers dressed as firefighters. Rubbing each other down with oils and food of like whipped cream and chocolate sauce, and I think even tartar sauce, and condiments that aren't even sexy like mustards and pickle whip.
Everything you do it perfectly.
And these individuals were doing all of the typical things that individuals of that age do.
Getting really drunk, we were dancing. Everyone was kissing everybody. Girl on girl. Guy on guy. Guy on guy on girl on girl. On guy.
Fornication.
There was girls kissing girls. Guys kissing guys, kissing girls.
No music! No music! No music!
Blowjobs, sodomy.
Intoxication.
How many lines of coke?
Flagellation.
And like weird stuff like that I never even heard of.
Yeah, I don't even know what the other Asians may be, but
people use beluga caviar as lubrication. Dildos made out of the tusks of an elephant.
They were doing them all.
People just running around naked, screaming in the backyard.
So at the end of the day,
there was tons of fucking drugs.
This is garden variety stuff.
There was marijuana, there was cocaine, there was H.
I see this shit 5 times a day.
We had a greased up watermelon.
Even before my breakfast.
In the pool, everyone just trying to grab and sink their teeth.
So this is nothing that would draw my attention.
There was shrooms, there was a fucking mattress filled with weed.
However,
it was crazy. It was a great party. You should have came. We would have loved to have had you.
Well, you came, right?
You're a very good looking guy. It would have been great to have you there. I love your eyes. You could get lost in them. And I'm sure a lot of the girls, that girl, she'd probably have sex with you on stage in front of a bunch of people. And I'd like to watch. I'd like backstage passes to that show.
It's just as you see, mathematics is free. So bring what you got, give it all to everything me. You do it perfectly. The way you move your sexuality, I've been
I suppose no one's ever seen something like this before.
Because right now, this thing has the potential to really ruin your life.
Can you all shut up, you motherfucker?
I didn't ask for the tape. So the tape was sent to me.
You are so stunning in that dress.
And if you would just do me the honor. I remember that day. The stars were bright up above. I hope and I pray to keep your precious love. So before the night, hold me again with all of your mind, the still of the night. The best of us, the most professional among us, we still don't know what to make of it, heads or tails.
Wait, we have an announcement.
And we were about to call you, I gotta tell you. We weren't trying to pull any funny stuff, but we just didn't know what we had. 20 years ago when I got involved, we got that Blair Witch craziness, which was, the fake found footage, and we've had it now with paranormal, activity. And
my dad ordered us a limo.
Yeah, they're always about to call.
So tomorrow night, if you want to come with us to the city.
Let's go back to the tape.
You're welcome.
Get the fuck out.
I need to know that you haven't sold or tried to sell that tape to anybody else.
I got a link right there on the subject line.
I love you, dude.
You just click that, it's going to take you to a page, a YouTube page.
We love you!
Can you tell me that?
If you look at your email and pull it up right there on that screen.
All right.
22 seconds, and it'll give you the answer you're looking for right now.
I have it right here.
All right, pull it right up.
I think that a bunch of 21-year-olds thought that their life was so interesting. Someone
Did the right thing.
thought that they would videotape this party.
How you'll go on to produce something new. Of course, there are sharp differences on this matter. Schools, universities carry out the job of indoctrination and control more effectively than the society, which would prefer people to be indoctrinated, conform, not ask too many questions, be obedient, fulfill the roles that are assigned to you, and don't try to shake systems of power and authority. Those are choices we have to make.
So here's what I got to understand. After watching the tape and seeing the deaths and it all putting it together, I realized I was in too deep. I was about to call you boss. I made no...
You go to the parties, you start to drink. Fuck your professors, you get an A. Fuck around campus, you get pregnant. You don't know who the father is. Is that what we're sending off to college to do?
If I was trying to hide this, I would not try to shop it. I have focused their efforts on locating the host who had rented the party. On the 17th of August, the filmmaker was identified and interrogated by the FBI, who had sent the package to the Creative Origins Agency. It's unknown and uncertain the motive or the causation of the footage acquisition.
Are you telling me that you weren't aware that there were over 400 miniature cameras recording all of the events of that evening?
What are you talking about? 400? Where were the cameras? I didn't see any cameras. I didn't know about... Why am I so, out of the loop?
We're graduating from college. No matter how educated we are, what's an education? We still happen to be a bunch of idiots.
I'm gonna be a worldwide international.
And still
of the night.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, like.
I held you.
I love when
Held you tight. How I love you so. I promise I'll never let you go in the still of the night.
Yes, this is Brandon McCarthy of the British News Network reporting from the great city of Manhattan, New York City, New York. June the 1st, apparently the Westchester coroner has confirmed now that 18, in fact, are dead. 18 bodies have been found at the tragic inferno of the graduation party, as the national media has called it. It seems as though... Oh, yeah, the bodies were found, and it was identified, dental records, correlated, the whole damn, shebangle. I mean, turns out one of these kids, it was one of the girls, she was the daughter of a South Carolina senator.
I can't believe you showed up here.
Stop.
That's honestly disgusting.
On June the 2nd here, the day after the tragedy, we have now discovered through MSNBC that the South Carolina senator, the incumbent of 3 terms Republican senator, actually has a daughter who is actually amongst the dead, tragically elevating this to a very high level. The Westchester fire chief has actually now ruled that this is a suspected arson and an investigation challenge to.
We should also mention this house and the property were used in several movies over the years, including a thriller called Safe, which comes out later this month.
Someone thought that they would videotape this party.
On the 2nd of August, the FBI has discovered 9 hours of footage. They've actually themselves now, through court order, have acquired all of the footage to the CIA. And in a way to control, I believe, the damage here, reportedly NBC, Comcast, Universal announced that all profits will be given to the family. Apparently, the NBC has premiered the show to groundbreaking, earth-shattering ratings. The New York media has covered this tragedy quite extensively. However, because of the high-profile nature of the South Carolina senator's daughter, it looks as though the national media may pick up the story. In addition to that, the Federal Bureau of Investigation has been ordered to undertake an investigation as to whether this was arson, suicide, homicide, or an accident.
The fire marshal says he could have a cause of the fire as early as tomorrow.
The following audiovisual exhibits are pertaining to a special investigation. The actual audio of the call 911 has just been released. Have you seen it, sir? What do you think? Ain't that a game changer? I mean, ain't that a game changer? Can you believe them boys and girls went down like that? They all died. They died burned alive. That's how they died.
Are you saying every one of them? How many were there?
Well, it was about 18, and that wasn't all of them. Now, a couple people actually left the party. Turns out a couple of them had left the party for unrelated reasons. And
my understanding is that you also believe that one of the participants may be alive. Is that true?
That is new information we just received. Basically, after watching some of this footage, we found out that one of the individuals was rejected from a marriage proposal and humiliated by the fact that this woman who he had asked to marry...
Well, your proposal wasn't staged, right? You didn't tell anybody else about that.
I mean, Angie was really shocked.
Truth or dare, Craig?
Truth.
Alright, would you marry Angie?
Would I marry Angie? God, man, what kind of question is that?
You accepted it, then rejected it.
I think, like the real question, you should be asking is like, would she marry me? Like, you want a drink, buddy? Angie, you're beautiful. The last 4 years have been freaking the best 4 years of my life. Will you marry me?
Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah? Yeah? Fuck yeah! I kept the receipt, like if you want to like return it, like if it doesn't fit.
Oh, okay.
If your fingers grow or something.
I don't think it actually
Yeah.
fits. Okay.
Great. Yeah. Yeah.
Can I see?
Look at that shit, man.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, look at the diamonds in the ring thingy.
The ring thingy, man. Hell yeah.
The ring thingy.
Happy for you guys.
Thank you.
Congrats, Ian.
We're gonna be like we're gonna do wonderful things together. We're gonna be like a powerful like Dolce and Gabbana, or like Popeye and olive oil. You know, Romeo and Juliet, Craig and Angie. Cheers.
Congrats, Ange.
Yeah, you know, I just figured what better time? We're becoming adults, and I've got to do something grown up. You know, I thought maybe I could grow a beard, a goatee or something, but then I thought, you know, I don't look good with a beard. I thought I'd just marry you instead.
Thanks.
10 to 1 he gets her pregnant, and $1,000 it'll make it to Christmas.
Bet.
Done.
This is a lot to hear. Just to be honest, I've been a little embarrassed about the whole, you know, Angie dumping me thing. I felt a little stupid. Kind of felt like an ass. I didn't know about, why am I so like out of the loop about everything? I didn't hear anything. I've just been kind of in my own little world. You know, I've made a lot of new friends. I've kind of been hanging with a new crowd, kind of like the popular crowd. I go to like wine tastings, you know, the horse races, art galleries, Broadway plays. I haven't, you know, really spoken to anyone since the shindig.
Most of the cameras are the newest technology. There were some that were as small as a Tic Tac. Suffice it to say that there were very small cameras present throughout the home. We'd like to think that they caught most of the pertinent events of that evening.
It was just a party. I mean, it wasn't. Why the cameras?
Where the hell's my shirt?
It seems as though
know for a fact that they were home and they were burned alive.
Oh yeah, the bodies were found, and it was identified, dental records correlated. You know, the whole damn shebangle. I mean,
Did the right thing. And you know, it doesn't even mean anything. What's an education? You go to school for a couple of years, you have a career, and then nothing.
Turns out that one of the kids that died. One of these kids, it was one of the girls. This is a daddy. She was the daughter of a South Carolina senator, actually. Well, I believe, I'm afraid he is Republican. But sir, the thing you have to, it is too bad. It is too bad. But he's a very powerful man, and he's getting some federal investigation involved. What he's doing, and it's good for the drama, is the fact that we'll be following this in a parallel sense to all these other, kind of retrospective events that you have to understand that this is footage, 9 hours of footage we have of these people's last few hours on Earth. Okay, that's just compelling television right there in and of itself. But then it makes it.
I cannot recall any reality show, so-called reality show, with death as a prominent feature.
This is a game changer. This is a TV history kind of thing. But I'll tell you this, we got 9 hours of it.
It is, as you said, a game changer. I do believe.
The story ain't just in that footage of their death. It ain't just there. It's this fire that killed them, that robbed them of this adulthood, of this life they could have had. It's fascinating.
Bobby, it is like nothing that has ever been on TV.
This is like Fellini meets, I don't know, man. It's just like out there. If you really think about this, this is fascinating because we don't even know. It could have been a suicide pact. It could have been a murder. It could have been like a cult thing. It could have been an accident. It could have been arson. It's like, what happened? We don't even know what happened. So we're like in the middle of the story. The story ain't just in that footage of their death. It ain't just there. It's this fire that killed them, that robbed them of this adulthood, of this life they could have had. It's fascinating.
Bobby, it is like nothing that has ever been on TV.
It's bold. It's big. It's bold and big. You know what I'm saying? I can see this going bold and big and to the moon. These kids will be stars. They'll be major stars. They'll be dead stars. They'll be dead, but they'll be stars,
With all those young people involved, there are so many stories that this could even be a sequel.
It's a possibility because, of course, we'd have to have a different cast because, they're dead and all that.
Did the right thing. And it doesn't even mean anything. What's an education?
Certain institutions responsible for the indoctrination of the young, it's their phrase, and they're not doing their job properly. That's schools, universities carry out the job of indoctrination and control more effectively. In the society, which would prefer people to be indoctrinated, conform, not ask too many questions, be obedient, fulfill the roles that are assigned to you, and don't try to shake systems of power and authority. Those are choices we have to make. What ought to be challenged, what ought to be developed, and so on. The person who wins the Nobel Prize in biology is not the person who read the most journal articles and took most notes on them. It's the person who knew what to look for. And cultivating that capacity, always willing to question whether that's what education is going to be about. Imposing a debt which traps students, young people, into a life of conformity and so on. That's the exact opposite of the what I refer to as that traditionally comes out of the Enlightenment. And there's a constant struggle between those. In the colleges, in the schools, you train for passing tests, or do you train for a creative inquiry, pursuing interests that are aroused by material that's presented and that you want to pursue?
You go to school for a couple of years, you have a career, and then nothing.
We could adapt it. We could get, some of those young styles to play some of these kids. We could actually go to Hollywood and make the Hollywood version of this.
The discussion of it could just fascinate people.
It's fascinating. But then
quite intriguing. It really is.
It makes it.
I cannot recall any reality show, so-called reality show, with death as a prominent feature.
I mean, this is a property that just grows and grows. We'll do a book. We could do Subrat and do this 8 Ways to Sunday. I mean, this is a property that just grows and grows. We'll do a book. We'll make it into a Twilight kind of book for the teenagers. I mean, we'll go on the web. We'll do the whole damn shebang. I swear, it's going to be mercy in heaven. I'll tell you. It is vertically integrated, and it is capitulated, and it's going to be manipulated, and it's going to be reticulated. But, you know what I'm saying? I can see this going bold and big and to the moon. These kids will be stars. They'll be major stars. They'll be dead stars. They'll be dead, but they'll be stars,
I want to know myself, and I cannot believe I'm saying how much.
29th of July, apparently there was an auction held by Creative Arts Agency for the video rights, the licensing for the national syndication and for the distribution of the admittedly macabre footage of their last hours alive of these young graduates who died only a few hours after the footage was filmed. And we'll talk about the premiere, and we'll take a meeting in about a month or so. It may be down in Philadelphia at your place, all right?
My mind is running away.
Good doing business with you. Apparently the networks are going to break up the found footage into a mini-series of a reality television program. I want to talk to you later, sir, all right?
Shut the fuck up.
Could be the next Jersey Shore.
It doesn't even mean anything. What's an education? You go to school for a couple of years, you have a career, and then nothing.
It would have made for great TV.
You go to the parties, you start to drink. Fuck your professors, you get an A.
Something out of a movie. It sure felt like it could have been like some kind of reality show or like a crazy party scene from a movie.
It has been done to death, and no, who wants to see another one of those?
That was awesome.
Not me, not anybody I know worth talking to.
Of clicking on the...
Did you make any copies after you received
No.
the footage?
No, I have not. I have not. Make a long story short, so we got a story on our hands that is hotter than fried chicken in South Carolina in August.
I'm going to do it.
But what I have done is told people in the industry about the existence of this, because to me it still could be a Blair Witch thing where it's all fictional. I just don't know. To be honest, I was about to report it, but when you get so many tapes from filmmakers trying to do a Blair Witch, you can't report ever, fake.
That's shadow.
22 seconds. Just watch that.
I can't join you because I'm shooting and I have a video.
I know you look like a black prince, but I still fucking love your ass, alright?
I got a link right there on the subject line. You just click that, it's going to take you to a page, a YouTube page. The biggest movie ever made was Paranormal Activity, and it's a fake, faux footage, found footage thing. It's a genre unto itself. So let's just stay friendly here because.
Where the hell's my shirt?
Where's he been when he's been like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that? Clearly he's been with me.
I got a link right there on the subject line.
So you're just being fucking ignorant.
I don't know. I don't know who sent it to me, and I say that with the God's honest truth. Think of this, Special Agent. And here's the angle.
Psychopath!
And you just click that, it's going to take you to a page.
You fucked every single guy in this room.
But someone sent it to me with the hope that I would be able to exploit it into the distribution media, whether it's MTV.
Did you make any copies?
This is my favorite part because it's rich.
Do you really think you can take you seriously in a relationship?
YouTube page.
I don't fucking worry. Whatever.
Let's look at the facts.
I haven't entered into preliminary negotiations for the material.
I'm gonna be the upfield nigga. I'm gonna be the average brother with soul. I'm gonna be the worldwide international. I'm gonna be what?
Do you think he's gonna put a ring on that finger?
22 seconds. Just watch that.
Like that.
Where's he been when he's been like, oh, I'm in the room, I'm on the phone, or whatever bullshit dumb excuse
You know what? Obviously, he's just fucking a slut.
Oh, my brother ain't million something. Oh yeah, I'm special.
So. Right now. All right, pull it right now.
You know, and that's all you'll ever be.
Who has the tape?
Because you're boring!
And get back to me after you click it and watch it. I guess I digress. I just want to tell you that it's in my interest to find out what's going on because this would be historic if this was actual found footage of a legitimate nature.
He thinks of me when he's fucking you.
Yeah, I think you'll be quite entertained by it. And let's touch base soon. Because I'd like to know where I stand in all this because my reputation's at stake.
Get your freak on. I will do that.
Okay, I'll wait right here.
I'm sure by now you know that the footage you found is real.
Fuck you!
Correct?
Actually may be what Hollywood has fictionalized for so long. The true found footage of the last hours of a group of people.
You guys have taught me a lot about myself.
who the audience will connect with on a sympathetic level.
I love you though.
Because this was their last hours alive to ever film.
I just want to say thanks.
I mean, it's profound, yet it will reach the common man who will understand the gravity of this kind of footage, this artistic weight, if you will.
The big story in Action News is the multi-alarm fire that turned a $5 million, 22,000 square foot mansion into charred embers.
Roger, I'm seeing where would you like us, sir? East from here, rescue 56 on 13.
Current owner Gerald Badoff was trying to sell the French chateau.
Yes, this is Neil Van Alten on Scottsdale reporting for the BBC. It turns out that early preliminary reports have 18 recently graduated students from Chelsea University found at the site of a graduation party the morning after apparently the revelry began. The 18 bodies were found extremely in an extremely degraded state, beyond recognition, burned beyond recognition. This inferno lasted approximately 3.5 hours before firefighters had it under control. It was a 6-alarm fire, and apparently one of the survivors of the grad party, Inferno as it's being called, survived the fire only to have lost his life concurrently by suicide, leaping off of a Manhattan skyscraper in the early morning hours following the soiree. A memorial for the 18 families of the grad party, of those lost in the grad party, Inferno, has been held.
And then we will get one right there, and then I'm just kind of like, I fix you.
It's go time.
Yeah.
All right.
Because like you're already perfect, I'm lucky.
And of course,
I know you want. A very, very high media frenzy has begun in earnest. It seems that these individuals who had absolutely no fame during their lives have discovered fame posthumously due to these incredible scenes of very ordinary activities rendered meaningful by their proximity to their death. Recent web trends have released the statistics that today on Google, grad party was the top Google search in all worldwide searches. Which is an edited version of the 9 hours of footage which was acquired during the party. And of the Grad Party series to the families, victims, those who were just fun established.
Everything's gonna change from now on. That's true. I just wish everybody a lot of love and success.
Don't cry. You're gonna make me cry.
And I want to let you know that I've had a really good 4 years with you guys. And I'm gonna miss you. If I don't see you, I hope you guys all keep in touch.
Oh, we'll see each other.
Aww. So cute. Alright, now my
So let's say, now your plans for afterwards.
Camera bullshit. My plans.
Shut up, dude.
Guys, quiet.
My plans. I don't know what I want to do. I actually have no idea. I don't know where I want to go. I don't know where my career is going. I just want to live life and have a good time and have a lot of adventures. And I hope that some of you guys are there to share it with me. So.
To the good life.
Special shout out to all the girls who helped me on my oral reports.
Tonight, NBC premiered the first episode of the series, Grad Party, which is an edited version of the 9 hours of footage which was acquired during the party. And recent web trends have released the statistics that today on Google, Grad Party was the top Google search in all worldwide searches.
I'm getting ready to go to Greece with my best friends, David and Maddie.
Really?
So Greece.
What about it?
Why wasn't I invited? I mean, I have my plans. I'm going with...
You were invited. We invited him. Oh, look at you.
It's just, I mean, girl, pull yourself together.
And sit back. I want to see your face because I'm seeing the side of your face. Go.
I mean, it's just, you know, it's kind of hurtful. I mean, it's been 4 years now, and you know, it seems intentional to me.
It's not intentional. I had to choose, okay?
Choose what? What? Why did you have to choose? I mean, was it money? Are you poor now? I could have bought my own way. You know that. I mean, look, I know, like, you've gone through some hard times, and I know, honestly, your family is struggling financially right now with the recession, but, I mean...
Don't give me that bullshit.
Well,
Don't give me that I'm so concerned face. I know you don't give a fuck.
You know?
Friends? What kind of friend are you?
I have been there for you.
You're not loyal.
Through everything.
You're not loyal to us.
When have I ever not been there for you?
What about that time in Cabo? Huh? You basically left me for dead.
You know, you got yourself into that mess.
Whatever.
Look, it's not my fault she got too drunk.
Okay.
Look, I don't know what you're going through, but you really need to pull yourself together.
Maybe you can ask once in a while.
Okay. Do you want to know my problem?
What's your...
I got into art school, that's my problem.
Oh, great. And what are you going to do there? You going to be an artist? Live your dream?
Just because she has a dream, you don't.
I'm sure that'll make your parents real proud, you know?
This is what we've been talking about. You know, making something of yourself.
Oh, making
Being something that... Being something at all. Do you even feel anything anymore? You have fucking vodka for lunch, tequila for dinner, which is disgusting.
You know...
Scotch for dessert. I mean, what the fuck do you do with your life, huh? At least I have a fucking passion. At least I have talent, ability. What the fuck do you do all the time, huh?
What is that going to do for you when you are having to pay rent?
Oh gosh, I cannot sit back any longer and hear the nonsense, okay? I'm over it. It's been 4 years of this bullshit, and I'm just so tired of it. I mean, come on. Aren't we all supposed to be friends?
Ignore that. Go on.
You know...
Get it together. Like, come on, guys.
Friend. I have been there for her through everything.
I'd really appreciate if you didn't talk about
And her, I don't know. I don't even know.
You don't know?
I don't
Are you
even
just
know where
fucking
you
writing
came
me
from.
off? You don't know where I came from?
I mean, you've been in her ear this entire time. You probably
In
told
her ear?
not to invite
Told
me to
me
Greece.
Come on, guys. I mean, come on.
You know, this
Listen,
is
We
bullshit.
didn't invite you either.
Hello. I've always been here. I've been a friend to you more than anybody in this room. How dare you speak to me that way?
I just don't think it's right what happened, okay? You
I
weren't
mean,
even
we all
supposed
are
to be
emotional
here.
right now, okay?
You weren't supposed to come to this party.
Why not?
Don't even show up at this house pretending like you're my friend.
Ladies,
I'm
let's
not your
calm
friend
down.
now. All the bullshit that we've been through together. Now you want to do this?
Okay, just
You're
pretend like you didn't.
unbelievable. I can't. I just don't.
Idea. Freshman year, she had no friends. No one liked her. You guys were the best friends. Sophomore year, she got real popular, got into the sorority. She wasn't friends with you anymore. You're hurt by it. You resent her for it. Talk.
I mean, you were my roommate freshman year. No one even liked you. I deal with your bullshit. All the guys you brought to the room. Soon as you became Alpha Psi Omega.
Guys I brought to the room?
Yeah, all
You
the
mean
guys.
my boyfriend who you fucking hooked up with?
I mean, how many boyfriends do you have in one semester? Come on. Was he really your boyfriend?
You fucked my boyfriend. That's disgusting.
I did not.
You're
Do
a
you have
filthy
proof?
animal.
Do you
okay?
have proof
I'm
about
sorry.
that?
I mean,
all know
this
about
is
this.
just
Come on.
trashy. I mean,
David, can you ask
I
him to
don't
leave,
even
please?
know you.
You have to go.
I don't.
First of all,
know
she
why
knows
you're
me.
Here.
She knows me. She was my roommate before she even got with you guys. Me and her were the best of friends.
Yeah.
And now all of a
Did
sudden,
you have fun?
since she's in this new sorority,
Did you go
like
play in the park?
she's not my friend anymore. She's been with me when my mother died, passed away. I cried on her shoulder. I mean, for
I'm
goodness
sure
sake.
you did.
Who are you?
Don't bring your mother into this.
You know it.
That's kind of
Like I know it. You know it. Without these guys, without me, basically, without me, you wouldn't be anyone.
You make it seem like you didn't come to my house, like, trash it. Every time you'd come over, my parents would be like, who is that animal? She's so filthy.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm
Are
serious.
you serious? Well, do your parents know
You
about
treat my
the
parents without
coke you
any
sniff?
respect.
Do they know about the coke you sniff?
Yeah, they fucking pay for it, okay?
Yeah, okay. And the volumes you pop and don't go to class, they spend so much money on you. For what? Just so you can flunk and have sex and make out with
I'm
guys?
not flunking.
I'm over this. You guys, you can have
I'm
her.
talented, okay?
I know the real her when she had
I'm
nothing.
fucking talented.
You can have
I'm
her.
good at something.
Yeah, I know. Blowjobs.
What are you good at?
Being your friend, loser.
Can you just let it go? I mean, please.
I'm
We
so
have
glad this
more
shit is
class than
over.
This is stupid.
Where's the fucking lemon?
So, tell me about art school.
Shut the fuck up, okay? Shut the fuck up.
Really?
Let's go.
Really?
You know,
This is how it's gonna end.
yeah, you know what? This is how it's gonna end.